Hello guys, this is Coach Dekis here again with another segment of SPORTS-100. And I want to thank each and every one of you for supporting me throughout this whole journey. Just keep on sharing the link and make sure you subscribe to my channel and make sure you keep the comments coming in the comment section. Firstly, on SPORTS-100, I would want us to look at the title fight between Manchester City and then Arsenal. And as I've been going on about them in our previous episodes, I feel Arsenal is on course to win the Premier League this season, because if they do miss out on the title this season, may assure a better crash the confidence and then the mentality of most of the Arsenal for players, because Arsenal for players do now or more integral or team, they are very, very young. And to say, if you say put all this effort as a still now to me and we need title in this season, may assure a better crash. It is all down to them to keep on going, never to look back. And at the Leicester City with 5 points, which is a good gap to have. And then we need most of the remainder of matches now. Make sure they can go on to clinch the title. And Manchester City is never going to look away this season, although they have been out of the equation for some time now. But then they are never going to look away, because they feel there's always a chance, and they still have a game with Arsenal. And I said that Arsenal have some tough games to crack this for the remaining of the season. We still have a lot of games to go. And to me, sure Arsenal for the injuries and how Madrid they can go on to clinch the title. And I feel Arsenal for may figures of so here two centre back pairing with Saliba and then Gabriel, and then also moving back of Tomiyasu or Ben White and then Zini. Me sure they have been very, very formidable, and I have always loved how Arteta has been using Zinchenko, because they also so far using in that inverted roles. Like I am so impressed with the way Arteta is about the tactics. And then wow, share Arsenal game on my boy in the Premier League this weekend. You could see this is a team that is very, very determined to go on and then win the Premier League. Because of her game of money full and boy, now you could see that they were just passing the ball around and just toying with them everywhere. And although it was a London derby, and then you expected to see a more competitive match, but then this is a team they are really determined to win the title. It's now a London derby now, of course, MS serve as any sort of distraction for them to drop points. And they were lucky last week regarding match of boy. They were so lucky some amount of points. And it's all down to the mentality of this team. Arsenal team and name previously. This is a different team right now. This is a totally different team right now. I'm just hoping almost two centre backs now. I stay fit, because Menyes is a perfect replacement for two centre backs now. And Arteta deserves all the credit for the smart signings that will make here in January, acquiring the service of Jorginho and also acquiring the service of Leandro Trossard, and Obage a hat-trick of assist. It's such a good thing to have. So a player with me picking up from a bench that time be be fitting perfectly amawa. It is a good thing to have, as I've said already. And I feel Leandro Trossard will help Arsenal in their title charge. He will help them a lot, especially when it comes to teams that are low block now. About boy, I'm with my opinion in their post, I'm with my controlling game every time. And quick on Manchester City. I feel this season, the main thing as the introduction of Erling Haaland. Now everybody was expecting him to be bullying everybody, but then he is getting the goals. But then Pep Guardiola are making some tactical changes the roles of the wide men. They only depending on the wide men for goals every time, because they are all playing to feed Erling Haaland. And it's not this season the performances of Kevin De Bruyne about from Kakra, because also everything has to pass through Kevin De Bruyne. Play, but also man that freedom now with my opportunity anytime. But then this is me who say Pep element in Kakra only because he be on person getting in the ways of Erling Haaland so much. But then I feel say some bomb one this season come on to win the title. Next season, Manchester City will be a different set of force again. And we are just saying that summer they will still go on to acquire some services of some players. I am hearing about players being said bench, but with that I doubt it. Such as for bench. This is my thought regarding the title challenge of Arsenal and the Manchester City. And I will be following it until the outcome be a more sports-100. So make sure you stay tuned every day. On to our next story now, I want to do a quick one on the situation regarding BBC and then Gary Lineker. Over the week now, Gary Lineker make it to be supporting illegal immigrants or more UK. And then the leading party, which is the Conservatives, are more like they haven't been in support of illegal immigrants. They came in and then tried to make their presence felt, which proposed the bosses of the BBC to sideline Gary Lineker. But then I say about food answer, and then in everything they do, there is always solidarity between them. The moment they feel say you are being impartial about everything, they will stay strong together to fight you. And this is what happened, because at a point, not players were refusing to have interviews with BBC, and at a point, not BBC for presenters being so were refusing to turn up for work. They were all trying to make a strong case backing Gary Lineker, because Menyesha's statement not making now so bad to the extent they will say they almost sidelining. And then the good news is that, and today, the 13th of March, he has been reinstated with an apology from BBC for Boston. And this, I feel say, this is a good fighter I'm winning the fight here. And since I'm who news now, I was just asking myself, had this happened in Ghana, journalism institution yaka. Nipa ba ko bit manya this sort of support and solidarity from the colleagues, and I doubt say we can be sabe a bit messy. But then I say about from the way almost far different from the way Africans is for anymore. Then I'm so happy to have Gary Lineker back on BBC. And not because of this way issue. It's not my BBC from almost shows me, but not intimate me. Okay, shows me to say much of the day and the others, and not because of this whole issue and the person name much shows near the intimate running. But then from a neighborhood there, every other show be because to be regarding Gary Lineker and then the colleagues now, they will turn up and then they will be there presenting and then doing their job as usual. And I'm so happy. Say about on our next story, let's look at Chelsea Football Club and the contract situation regarding Mason Mount. Chelsea have been very, very impressive in their last 3 games, because over here on my match on Leicester boy. Now the previous Chelsea that we knew this season, they could have gone on and then drop points, but then they went on and then even like control the game in the last minute of the first half. That assist from Enzo Fernandez to Kai Havertz, it was very, 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 very excellent. And then this is what you get from Enzo Fernandez. I'm just hoping, say, Chelsea will be able to find a better defensive partner for Enzo Fernandez. And be a bit more liberate now, or anymore, a bit more opinion boss, your front runners. Because they say, what's the Chelsea team now? In Kakaka, they are developing that cordial relationship and then they understanding between the players. So, okay, Chelsea team say, time be Enzo Fernandez, even your ball piano. You see the front players, they are trying to pick up spaces and then they are trying to make runs, waiting and hoping say Enzo about the pinning ball to them. And one player I'm so impressed with the availability of Ben Chilwell. Since about Chelsea team, he has been so impressive. And then so here Chelsea match on the Dortmund boy, Chelsea two goals on machine, and it was all down to him, because players and buy only a match Chelsea and even go but he still a share. It was all down to him. So okay, Chelsea in Leicester match, the first goal on a share, and then throughout the game, now he was in the news of Leicester for defense all the time. Although now the fans were trying to have a stick at him, but then he showed say the quality is there. But then now Leicester for fans, now I didn't really understand them, because this is a player, he still gave the club a huge sum of money. And then I feel less than yes, be a question maybe I can be affecting them. But then I wasn't really surprised, even though the general in goal and kind of but returning to Leicester with Chelsea, they were booing him. Now I wasn't so surprised no more booing Ben Chilwell and Wesley for fun. But then it was a good thing that Chelsea came away with the win. Now on to Mrs. Mount's contract situation. This is what is happening. To every Chelsea fan out there, you have to be very, very cautious because the media is trying to milk this whole situation as much as they can. I want to say every day, I want to share any new development be possible. Then that's it. They try to recycle every new. They are trying to recycle the news every now and then. Almost then any concrete news being from. At the same time, they are trying to taint the legacy of Miss Mount. Same by fans in bed. A hate no. I do not understand it, but then this is my understanding of the whole situation. Miss Mount do not want to commit his future in the long term to Chelsea. Chelsea proposed 6 to 7 years, and then Mason Mount is wanting 4 to 5 years from Chelsea because Mount committed more than 7 years to Chelsea. That means that the next time we get the opportunity to negotiate for a new deal, now we're entering the 30s, and there's already players who enter the 30s. A bad thing, so we get a lucrative deal. I just say be a PhD for the Mount that deal, but then Mount is trying to be smart about everything because he's already age knows what to say now. Said or committed long term to Chelsea and I feel say he is down for 4 to 5 years. Me say fair. Mason Mount do not want to leave Chelsea. I am not sure Mason Mount will force his way out of Chelsea, and also I am not sure Mason Mount will leave Chelsea. The Chelsea fans no more the media is just trying to make everything. They are just because they feel say Mason Mount a situation and more that traffic no more here, and then they always keep on doing this. They always try to say the story a bit more traffic about on websites so say by 10 be almost where they almost stay with and all that. It's Mason Mount and then Chelsea are in deep negotiations as I'm talking to you right now. They are trying to find a situation. They are trying to find a solution to this whole situation. And then me also said by the end of the season, they won't be another they won't be a bunting. It's in the Chelsea fans. And then the media were trying to speculate say the reasons why I go and put a drop in Miss Mount over the weekend was because of the contract situation, which is never true. Now it's precautionary exemption and because they did the same thing to Thiago Silva and Reece James in weeks ago. And then on say Mount or recover from injury in chair. It's not it was very, very, very a rushy decision. If Sebian come allow Manchester to say our game against Leicester, the Chelsea fans million to pass here. It is too early for you to develop some sort of hate for Mason Mount. And should the worst thing happen, say be a mismatch for Chelsea, I am sure say Chelsea is going to regret it even more than the departure of Mohamed Salah and then Kevin De Bruyne. Because honestly, Mohamed Salah and then Kevin De Bruyne, they didn't realize their full potential at Chelsea. But the movie Chelsea no more potential in it. But then this is a player who are winning back-to-back player of the season at Chelsea Football Club. Currently, like I say, he is the Chelsea player of the season. And so what a player we say no. So we make demands now because on fact the demands now. Then me sure say we are making a huge mistake. Because that Chelsea are underperforming now it is all down to the poor form of Mason Mount. But once a player there, form there, even the biggest players on Moyo Sekano bad seasons. Even Eden Hazard had bad seasons with Chelsea at some point. But then once a class is permanent and then form is temporary, as we always say, Mason Mount in a good right sense, in the good state of mind, in the good environment, will always give you the numbers that he has been given. I do hope say Chelsea and the Mason Mount will arrive at a suitable situation if we will be because me Ghana metina say be brave because me I would want the same thing. I wouldn't want to commit my future to you time I see maybe I meet many opportunity for another renegotiations in my enter my 30s. And then football so the moment I do 30s now, we do not regard you as important as in your 20s. And anytime the guy do not want to commit his long-term future to Chelsea, he does not want to leave Chelsea Football Club. And Chelsea fans, mom follow the media and carry brain. Mom come to me, and the moment now you hope say Mason Mount ever recover. Now the Obama Chelsea good performance, and the Chelsea so to me give it good performance week in week out. A bit accelerated the whole negotiations. There to be trying them. I'll be following it personally because everyone who knows me personally knows that Mason Mount is one of my favorite players at Chelsea Football Club, and then it will kill me to see him walk out of Chelsea. I doubt that he will leave, and I doubt that Mason Mount personally wants to leave Chelsea Football Club. You know, I'll be following this personally. The other updates be our SPORTS-100, so make sure you stay tuned. Still on the case of Manchester United now. Earlier than Betu just said they are looking for a new goal scorer. And then the names are named by Gonzalo Ramos, Harry Kane, and then Victor Osimhen, and then Blahovic. But then right now, United for most times they say they want to look away from Harry Kane. All because of said they do not want to be involved with Daniel Levy. Because Daniel Levy is one of the top negotiators in football. And then when your man be a obey me and what's not negotiating for a whole summer, I will still time in now. But then you say someone and now player open on sign and Sanka. He did exactly the same thing to Manchester City regarding Harry Kane, and then he has done it before to Chelsea years ago. I'm sure most people remember the case of Luka Modric, time and Tottenham was playing Real Madrid. Now he was so close to Chelsea, but then this man from full Chelsea throughout the whole period, and then the player ended up in Madrid. And I feel that United are trying to be smart about it. And then at a point, he will have to change this whole approach, because you shouldn't forget that you also go out for other teams' players. It's all necessarily beside any of them. And United, for they are trying to be smart about the whole thing, they will look at the other players instead of focus on Harry Kane. And now the main reason or more focus on Harry Kane was the signing of Casemiro prove evidence says so Osane older and then experienced players are but then Harry Kane team now of one then Levy any manner or better allow Harry Kane to unbear United easily. Although Harry Kane will be in the last 12 months of his contract in the summer, but then I'm not sure that Levy will be an easy negotiator for United. And very smart or more look away from the signing of Harry Kane and focus on the other transfer targets. And also a quick one on the sale of Manchester United. There haven't been any sort of huge changes or huge development since the last time we updated him. And then I feel that the only thing I say is regarding the time frame. Maybe the sale will happen sooner rather than later. But outside that, I feel that nothing has changed. And then the one new development about is there is an unnamed new bidder for the club. Like more for the name told. And right now they have three bidders. One from Qatar, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and then this new one named bidder. I will be looking into it particularly. Then I will try to see I will unravel this unnamed bidder. And then we didn't name about SPORTS-100. So make sure you stay tuned on SPORTS-100. Now on to our next story. Let's look at Liverpool Football Club. Because last week, Liverpool had such a huge result over their rivals Manchester United, almost 7-0. And then after winning that game, now Liverpool fans don't GDA say they are back on course and then their form is getting better. But then over the weekend, all my investors area me am tia, all my try to all my and then like I am giving this advice to every investor: stay away from early kickoff. Stay away from early kickoff as an investor, because early kickoff in there, it will always fuck you up, it will always mess you up. 10 but then people seem not to pay attention to. But then after say money bomb of a match and they are now I was just thinking about the third process of judging KLOPP right now, because we team in better results against Manchester United, which is one of the teams that are more form currently, and then you come back and then you lose against team or fighting relegation battle. Right now, I am wondering, what will be the message from Jurgen Klopp to the players in their match against Real Madrid in the Champions League? Because already know what's some fear Real Madrid have show home. I am wanting the sort of message out of the players and say be a bit more boost more confidence and more motivation better game against Real Madrid. And then anybody be saying my better as in football coach no more psychology account or more because say when man the right message, when man pass the right message across to the players, it will be difficult to motivate these players coming back from this sort of situation. And then you're not playing against anything, you are playing against Real Madrid. Team Champions League, they are the most successful team in the Champions League. And also you are going away against team already the most successful club in the Champions League. And I do feel say Jurgen Klopp will be able to come up with a better motivation for the players, but then I doubt they will be able to knock out Real Madrid in the Champions League. We can only wait and see how it is going to turn up, but then I feel for the players and then I feel for Jurgen Klopp and also for the fans of Liverpool, because now after say Omunya that tremendous victory over Manchester United, it boosted more confidence, but then I felt say after some losing to Bournemouth, as I had to pay more confidence, as I humble, because so what I'm holding now, Manchester 7, now we lose to Bournemouth there, and yeah, it is not a good thing to have. But then this is football; it is always unpredictable, and then this is what we've all signed up for, because football will always humble you. Now on to our last story. Let's look at Barcelona Football Club. I said previously, Nebo told you I said Barcelona won't be able to purchase any player in the summer. I just said me offloading omo players it's me generate almost close to 170 million euros as normal player. And this is what happens to you when you try to go through the back door to like generate funds to purchase players. And then also in the summer Barca now they were trying new ways to purchase players, no or more activity or more levers, no more time or more future earnings. They were spending their future earnings in years to come to purchase players. But right now, Spanish Federation say almost allow Barca for any players. I just say almost generate play almost close to 170 million euros. And one thing Barca for team this is my so impressed. Say I feel say their impressive form is being overlooked or going under the radar, because although they are not scoring a lot of goals, but then Barca are on course to clinch the La Liga title. They are on course to clinch the La Liga title. And as most people are trying to downplay the good work that Xavi Hernandez is doing for the club, because it is not easy to win the La Liga. And then Barca, it's me also winning La Liga. I say a very good boost for them and also good boost for the career of Xavi Hernandez. Although he is learning on the job, but then I feel that he's not doing bad. Honestly, he's not doing bad, because it's not easy to compete with Real Madrid for the La Liga title. He said, but since Xavi winning La Liga title, I'm sure that it will set you up in a better place. I'll bet my the total control of every man in December. In the next years to come, I'll bet me enough confidence. So even though someone man any sort of signing in the summer corner, he will be able to make the best out of this current place of more. But then Xavi, I never comment and say, why does he always play Marcos Alonso as a centre back? Because I feel say if you want to play him out of position, why don't you deploy him in? I didn't know when they play in maybe at left or right wing one. Because Alonso a bit good numbers, good attacking numbers. Because Alonso, so on defender, he's not a good defender. Alonso is not a good defender. It's minimum time be Xavi a bono as a centre back. But then since time be now, but tries to be a farmer. TB also count name be a time I was taken to that particular decision. And who knows? He knows better than you and I. So this is where I will draw the curtains on SPORTS-100 today. Thank you all for your time, and make sure you subscribe to my channel and make sure you share for others to join us. Make sure you keep the comments coming in the comment section. Every other question I want to see SPORTS-100 and more feedback, make sure you drop it in the comment section, and then we will be happy to provide you all the updates. See you next time.